Who put that?
Because my show
Hold
is
on.
doing really well.
LaRue, what's on your desk? Get that out. We got camera on LaRue.
No, what the hell is this?
Get that shit off you. Did you bring him in?
And Joe,
bring
why
Minion
didn't you
in? No,
answer
get
the
him out
phone
of the
for
room.
my
Get him out of the
interview where
spot.
I called you
You're bringing a
about
fucking Minion doll on my set?
I didn't bring the Minion.
Get it out. It's not a joke. It's not funny. We have a serious Minion hack a couple months ago. I don't know if it's you or who, but somebody's fucking with us. And I've got Minion shit ever since. So lay off the Minions. If you send me one more motherfucking Minion, I'm gonna rip your head off. And that message is to whoever's doing it. And LaRue, start working on that. I went 2 documents up.
I was doing my money segment.
I know, but
Rich.
I had scheduled with you like a month ago the time that I was going to call you, and then you don't answer the phone.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. My apologies.
all right, okay.
I
Enough.
just forgot.
Enough.
My
Greg?
apologies.
It's good to see you.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi, guys. We're doing hi now. Hi, guys.
Hey. We're not changing it. It's hey, guys. Get my
Talk
movie.
about the movies. Axiom shit the bed on me, and that's something.
Of course he did.
That's something that I'm going to regret for the rest of my life. No, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Or walk. This is Mr. Movies. Great.
No, it says, can you see the top of it? The real Mr.
No,
Movies.
Can't see that.
All right.
Very good. So, you are the real Mr. Movies. I'll give you that, because you do seem to know about movies. We have an Oscar winner. This is the best picture already. Best sound, Sound of Metal, ironic.
Listen, I want to
sounds like
know
the
while you were
worst
calling,
sound.
I was fighting for you, okay? So,
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
This is on you, and if this goes sour, then we're going to have our own conversation after the show.
Maybe next year you and I will do our own
Let me
special.
stop you right there. Talk to me about the movies this year. Talk about the
The
year
Father?
20. Yes, thank you. I need you to focus in on these movies.
I have a list of the nominees because I was going to be presenting this information anyway. I probably would have already presented it if I hadn't had to drive here in the middle of my special. The Father, which is 97 minutes. Nomadland, 108 minutes. Promising Young Woman, 113. Sound of Metal, 120. Minari, 115. Judas and the Black Panthers, 126, so we're getting up there. Trial of Chicago 7, 130. And Mank, 131.
Okay,
So,
those
well-
are the times of the movie. So, okay.
The four...
why
the
do you
four
think
mo-
they're getting shorter for the movies?
Well, the four, good point, good question. The 4 movies that have won the most Academy Awards in the history of motion picture cinema are actually 4 of the longest movies ever made. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King is 4 hours and 11 minutes. And
What
then
about the-
Ben-Hur is also over 3 hours. Titanic, over 3 hours. And then even West Side Story, which won 10 Oscars, those other ones won 11, is 155 minutes. So
And
Oscar...
if I'm correct, they all had intermissions. Well, you would know that. I'm not for sure.
Please.
On the tapes,
Let's
it's
stay on
usually a
focus. I don't
two-tape
care
set,
about-
so it's
I don't-
you're making your own intermission.
Now, listen, I don't care about the length of movies.
Well, what I'm
No one
telling you
does.
is Oscar honors length.
What did you think of
Oscar,
these- they
Oscar,
don't-
the Academy are people who love movies, so they're going to award the best picture to the longest movie.
What did
this
you
year,
think of the movies? Is that hard to ask? Did you see any of these movies?
if you don't interrupt, I can tell you that the Oscar is going to always award the winner to the longest movie. As long as the movies are all equal quality, which these all were, they're going to give it to the longest, which in this
Last
case
year's
is Mank.
winner was a long movie.
See?
What about-
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas and the Black Messiah is an interesting movie. It's only 1 minute or 4 minutes shorter than Chicago 7 and 5 minutes shorter than Mank. So you got to wonder, as long as they got the camera rolling, shoot a few more minutes, and then you have your better contention to win the...
Quality. You're making the argument that quantity trumps quality.
No. If the movies are all of equal quality, then you're going to want more. Like, would you rather have the world's best cupcake that's this big or equally good cupcake that's this big?
That's a big difference there. What about this Trial of Chicago 7? Is that something that you think was a great movie, deserves Oscar nods?
It's a great movie, but the problem with it is people didn't go to it because they erroneously thought, oh, I didn't see the Trial of Chicago 6. I didn't see the Trial of Chicago 5. It's like a Fast and Furious situation. So they didn't go to it.
They thought
People
that
don't
there was
want
a
to
movie
join
called
a
they thought it was a
series.
sequel,
They thought it
essentially.
was a sequel, so they stayed home. It's still got good reviews, but you're not going to get the audience. I went and saw it because I knew, because I keep up on these things.
We skipped over a big movie this year, Mank. What's happening with Mank? Where do you
Mank
see
2, which is actually not a remake. You wouldn't remake a movie the very next year, although with a Fantastic Four, which was a failure, they are remaking it to try to get it right. But Mank 2 is a movie that I'm actually developing with the Victorville Film Archive, and it's kind of a sequel to Mank, which is, incidentally, folks, if you don't know already, is going to win Best Picture
There you have it.
this
The
year.
prediction from the real
Mank.
Mr. Movies has been, you've been on the record now. We'll see if you're right. The Mr.
The,
Mr. Movies said it first that Mank is taking home Oscar gold.
Without a doubt. I'd bet $100,000 on it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
All right, $100,000. And how about this? If Mank doesn't win, I don't know. I know you don't have $100,000 because you're living out of your car.
I have $100,000 worth of movies.
I don't think you do. I think that's very unlikely. Those things are worth less.
He's got a lot of movies.
Than the
Got a lot of
plastic. You
movies.
could boil them down and sell it for scrap.
But each tape is
plastic, if
valued
that's
with the
something,
budget
but-
of the movie. So
But
if
here's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
Titanic
You don't
on
have
videotape
$100,000,
and it
so I'm not
costs
going to make
$20
it.
million
Shut up. I'm not
to
going
make,
to take a
that
bet
tape
with you.
is worth
Shut
$20
up.
million.
Shut up. I'm not going to take a bet with
To
you
the-
for $100,000 because you don't have it. If Mank loses, we sit down and we talk about me because I like what you're doing. There's a lot of things I like about what you're doing. Mr. Movies over there, Axiom can't handle it. There's a lot
No,
of
I
things
told you that on Twitter.
let me make the deal. This is what I do. I'm a deal maker. That's why High is so successful. I will consider acquiring the VFA.
Well, it's not for sale.
If you lose this bet, it will be. That's what I'm suggesting.
And if you
But
lose
you
the
think-
bet, then I'm taking over the High Network and getting rid of this set that looks like
Well,
TV news.
Is
and
High
bringing it-
versus
I already have all
VFA
this
from on
movie-
Mank, and you believe Mank's going to win?
I know it's going to win because I have inside sources at the Academy.
All right, then that's the bet.
All
You
right.
got it
Yeah.
here, folks.
I just digress here a minute. I just wanted to ask, do you ever think like the NFL draft where there's a winner and then there's a second place? You ever think there'd be a second place movie at the Oscars? Like you got the winner,
That's a great
best
idea.
movie, and then the second best movie that almost made
Yeah,
it. To,
so
I mean,
it's
you
like
guys
the
know
Olympics.
movies,
I've been
you know.
advocating for that for years. And if it did happen, this year it would be Judas and the Black Panther.
Huh?
Well, let me just get this clear.
No, but
Everyone
Joe's
saw it.
going to find this interesting because that movie was kind of an unofficial sequel to J. Edgar, because J. Edgar with Leonardo DiCaprio from 2011 introduced the J. Edgar character, who in this movie, this Judas movie, is played by somebody that Joe knows very well, Martin Sheen.
Oh, that
And
fella,
so,
yeah.
and so I think that movie was very good, but
Now-
you can't compete with 131 minutes. 126 minutes leaves them handicapped.
Thank you, Greg, for making the time to come here. And
Well, speaking of time, I don't know, Joe,
Yeah.
if you know anything about this, but
Yeah, no,
I've
we're not-
been
we're not doing that
developing
right
a new time zone.
we're not doing that now.
New time zone. What do you-
Yeah.
I don't understand.
No one cares about the
Yeah.
new time zone. We'll talk about that later if we're looking for segments. I don't think we will be though. We have an
Keep me posted on the
action-packed
Belton
show
Borough
right
thing,
now.
now, will you?
I've got a watch for you that's set to the new time zones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They're still trying to you gave them some zip drive, some floppy disk that they have now telling me that they don't even have access to.
Well, what I gave them, I was able to run segments on my special, and I don't think I have quite the budget you do, so I'd have to say that your
They
special...
have it running. Let's
Okay.
play. There's obviously mistakes on your end.
Well, no, because I ran segments on my special.
I don't think so.
Hey guys, we're here at the Bob Hope Airport. This is kind of the airport to the stars, and movie stars have been landing here all day long in preparation for tonight's Oscar ceremony. Bob Hope, of course, was a true movie legend who incidentally died at the age of 100, which matches the running time of his movie Road to Rio from 1947, 100 minutes. So we have a movie lifespan. Today, we are going to, this is a documentary actually, on VFT, which is the world's first universal time zone. And this documentary will attempt to explain the phenomenon of VFT, which is also commonly referred to as VMT, or Victorville Movie Time. Now, this is a time zone that was created initially to provide movie buffs with means to schedule simultaneous worldwide screenings of beloved titles from the world of classic motion picture cinema. However, the world quickly realized how useful a universal time zone would be. And now I'm told that VFT has been adapted by some commercial pilots for use in trans-Pacific and transatlantic flights. It's also being used by surgeons for remote surgeries. Sometimes they conduct those remotely. And for movie buffs who congregate online, and especially who are trying to set up virtual popcorn classic movie festivals during the pandemic, or just in general, VFT has been a godsend. Now, the time zone is completely unique. It does not follow, nor is it based on any existing time zone. However, for reference, VFT is generally 1 minute ahead of Pacific Standard Time. So 5 p.m. VFT would be 4:59 in the now archaic Pacific time zone. So VFT is literally ahead of its time. Everyone should try it and see how much it simplifies your life. Best of all, there's no charge to adapt to VFT. Get one of our VFT watches or simply reset a watch that you already have and enjoy the pleasures of worldwide synchronized movie screenings. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I've
Really, really
connections.
bad.
Well, you
really,
cut
really
off
bad.
the ending with the credits.
Really,
so
really bad. We actually have,
It's better than Mr. Movies.
we'll actually have something kind of cool here. Joe here, Mr. Mr. Money. I like to call him Hollywood Joe. Hollywood Joe Estevez. Been a little busy, Joe. Been a little busy. What have you been working on besides looking up stocks?
Well, I did a movie just before the pandemic called Senior Moment with William Shatner and Christopher Lloyd.
From
Back to the Future,
and
Star Trek. Yeah.
Back to the Future 3, and we actually had Christopher Lloyd here before Tim threw him at the corkboard. Now I put him in the car.
I
where
thought
he
it was him on the set.
safe.
Not
you know?
Christopher Lloyd. It was a dummy. It was a mannequin that you
It was
dressed
a
up to look-
representation.
Well,
Did you think we got you? No, Christopher Lloyd. How close did we get it?
I thought it was him.
Speaking of regular guys, this is serious. I got to snap out of this. Hold on. This is good. It's sweet. I taste the lemonade or the watermelon snaps. Tastes good.
Oh, there it is. That's a shot from the film right there, isn't it?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Do we have the permits to provide schnapps at the mall and everything? Do we need a liquor license eventually? Let me ask you a question. Speaking of regular guys, everybody watching right now wants to know one thing. Where's Mark?
Yeah.
You stopped looking for him. You
At least I
gave up.
started. You never even started.
Quit. No, I've
I had
been
a
working
whole
my
team.
ass off.
No, you haven't.
I've been devoting
driving around town
nothing
all the time.
but-
I produced segments last year that showed the search for Mark. You've
The
never
search for
done
Mark
anything.
was a failure. It
Well,
was
instead of
it was
spending
as big
money
as a
on
failure.
this-
It was as big a search for Mark was as bad as search for Spock.
You know, no offense, but
Star
when we
Trek
were
3 is a bomb. It was such a disappointment after the great 2, Star Trek 2.
San Francisco.
No, that's not. We're not going down that road. 3, Search for Spock was a flop, just like your Search for Mark was. LaRue couldn't do it. He let me down.
Well, of
He
course
searched
he let you down.
high and low, but luckily, there's some great high subscribers out there who care about Mark, and we got this footage in earlier today, and it's a bombshell, ladies and gentlemen. We have found Mark.
They found Mark?
And I'll tell you something.
Mark.
He does not have nice things to say about you. We do not want to offend or shock anybody because this is a person in bad shape who, I don't want to, I mean, you just have to see. You just have to see for yourself. But we were able to crack the case while you, the two of you, together add up to 0 when it comes to finding him. 0. And you let us down. You completely let us down. Audio evidence of Mark Proch.
Hey, Mark, what are you doing?
I'm just walking. I live with my brothers. I moved here recently. No, I want nothing to do with them. I don't want anything to do with the VFW. I don't want anything to do with any of that now. So I'm gonna go.
There he goes. He wants nothing to do with you.
Doesn't want anything to do with you either.
He doesn't want anything to do with you, and you were his caretaker.
And I took
You were
good care of him.
responsible for him.
He's out of the coma. It looks like he's got a job as a groundskeeper or something. It looks like he's doing well.
Well, shame on you, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Let's take
he
a
never
break.
liked
Let's
you.
take a break, and you
could've
can
used him
reflect
with
on
the
what you
action
did to that
thing,
person.
Herbert, yeah.
He is become, his mind is like a child's mind now, and he's forced to live with his brothers, who don't want him around either, apparently. Thank you. We'll be back soon with more Oscar coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is an Oscar winner, or I don't know if he's actually won. I don't think he's won an Oscar. He's been nominated, I'm sure. Mr. My hero, my captain, oh captain, the man who directed me in a great film. We're going to bring him up on the screen right now, Mr. Josh Trank, the director of Fantastic Four. And there he is, Josh Trank. Yes, sir. Yes. How do you like that, Josh Trank? He's looking like he's ready to fight. Good to see you, friend.
Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you because you had a movie come out here last year during the pandemic with Mr. Al Pacino, a film by the name of Capone. Let's bring up a picture of. Can we see?
Sorry, it's bad. It might be a
It's
Zoom thing.
Al Pacino. I had you on because you talked to Al Pacino. You worked with Al Pacino on the Capone movie, a movie about Al Capone. Does that-
No.
Oh.
No. No, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Who told me it was Al Pacino?
I mean, look, they're both phenomenal actors. I love Al. We could talk about Al.
You worked with. Okay, I thought you. What did you do with Al Pacino?
Nothing yet. Do something with them.
Yeah.
And with you. That would be great.
Yeah. Well, let's say. I mean, let's take us. Let's take.
Excuse me?
No, Greg.
You want to work with Tim again so you can get another $10,000
We
to
can't.
have somebody in a movie for 2 seconds? I bet you want to work with him again.
Can we get him off?
I don't know what you're
LaRue,
talking.
can you move him off set for now, please? I'm trying to interview.
Tim paid $10,000
I
to
did
be in the
not pay
Fantastic
$10,000.
Four.
Can you?
Yeah, you
this
did.
is-
I
no.
have.
You know what?
Those
Let's
are
settle it
receipts
right
I
now.
have.
Let's
You want to
settle
talk
it
about
right now.
receipts? I have
Josh?
receipts. I have photos of the receipt for you
Get
wiring
the fuck out of
Josh
LaRue.
$10,000.
Do what I tell you to do.
No,
Hey,
I
come
don't
on.
want to talk to LaRue, who's not
on,
even a real person.
Can you just
LaRue's a
settle this
character.
right now? Because there's a huge debate about this. Not really a debate anymore because it's settled. Was I paid or did I pay to be in the Fantastic Four?
No. No.
There you go.
We didn't pay you enough to be in the
No,
Fantastic.
no. I didn't pay $1. I was paid. I think there's a bad connection here. I was paid to be in it. Correct? No. Yeah. I need clarity on that.
You paid $10,000 to be in Fantastic Four.
I did not, Josh.
Not true.
Not true. That's what. Are we getting that from Josh? Are we clear on that?
Well, he's going to say that because he doesn't want to go to jail.
I don't want to be. I don't
I
want
don't. Who doesn't want to go to jail? What are you
You.
talking about?
You would go
Me?
to jail.
Why would you go to jail if I
Because
paid
of
him
the-
to be in a
the
movie?
union
Makes
rules.
no sense.
You can't violate the laws, the union laws, and pay to be in movies. That was all under the table.
Right.
I'm sorry
You
about
know-
that, Josh. This is an interview between me and Josh, so I don't know why you're standing there. You look like a weirdo. Go away. Now, listen, Josh, what's next for you? Can we see we've been talking about sequels tonight. Are you on board for a Fantastic Four sequel? When are we going to see the Fantastic Four sequel?
Well, look, in the Marvel multiverse of it all, I'd say, sure, in maybe another dimension, they're working
another Josh. He's working on a Fantastic Four sequel starring Tim Heidecker. In this dimension, currently, I'm not.
I understand that.
The,
It must be
yeah,
hard. It must be hard for the folks who make these decisions about sequels. For instance, you got the Fantastic Four, big hit. Would you? But then the studio says, "How do we make a sequel of this with the name 4 at the end of the movie? You can't call it Fantastic 40. It'll look like Fantastic 42." You know
I
what mean?
agree. You know what? I agree. That's a fair point.
Yeah. So maybe that's what's holding things up. I don't know.
Yeah.
So okay, I don't have much else for you. You did Capone, but that's not with Al Pacino. Who is it with?
Tom Hardy.
Who's Tom Hardy?
Who also, by the way, he's a big fan of Al Pacino. So
There
there's a
you go.
connect.
And that's kind of cool. One's 6 degrees of separation. You familiar with the film City Hall? John Cusack, Al Pacino?
Jack Nicholson.
No, Al Pacino. Yeah.
Is that Al Pacino? Maybe.
Yeah.
Could
But
be.
Tom Hardy, huh? Was he? What does him and his brother go out and solve crimes in their little town?
I would honestly, I'll go make that movie right now with you. You could play his brother.
The Hardy brothers. The Hardy Boys. What was it, Joe? The Hardy Boys?
That
You
sounds
must have
like
read
an
those.
offer to me, too.
Yeah.
That
All
sounds
right.
like an offer.
Well, good luck. Good luck. I hope you
Thank
get to
you.
work with Al Pacino. That'd be a great. He doesn't have many years left, Josh, so you better start writing
Don't
for
make
him.
Al Pacino pay.
He's not going to make Al Pacino pay. Thank you, Josh.
No, thank you. Congratulations on High Network. You should be very proud.
Have you been able to watch the show?
Yes, I've been watching. It's incredible. You're doing incredible work.
There you go. We're going to use that quote. Thanks, Josh.
All right.
Be well.
Thank you. You too.
And he could have. Can we next time get him to wear a suit or something? Because he looks like trash right now. He looks like he just woke up. Next time, just come. I don't care. You're at home. You're on Zoom. You're wearing your pajamas. But it's disrespectful to my show to come on there with a black T-shirt. I love Josh. Believe me, that's not his fault. I'm sure he assumed this was a dress rehearsal, not a dress rehearsal. Blocking.
Oh,
Next
it's
time
nice.
we come on with Zoomers, they wear a shirt and tie. That's not hard. You don't see that on Fox News. You don't see jerks come on there with T-shirts on. All right.
Well,